The Korean government has announced that low-seniority civil servants will receive up to a 6% pay increase from last year, and allowances for disaster response officials will be newly established and expanded.
올해부터 국내 저연차 공무원의 보수가 지난해보다 최대 6% 인상되며 재난 대응 공무원에 대한 수당도 신설 확대된다는 정부 발표가 있었습니다. Tell us more.
Right, so this is in response to comments that starting salaries for younger and low seniority public officials or public servants are lower than those in the public sector or private sector, excuse me. And it's also part of measures to stop these young government employees from leaving public service due to, of course, the difference or the gap in the wage. So paid salaries for national and local government officials will increase by 2.5% year on year. Meanwhile, the first salary for level 9 civil servants will be raised by an additional 3.5%, and that brings the total increase for them to 6% year on year. And the same goes for entry-level military officials, such as lieutenants and sergeants. Their first paychecks will also be increased by 6%, and they say housing allowances will be also expanded to include soldiers with less than 3 years of service, so those that will be starting their military services, and there will be new and expanded stipends for disaster response officials to discourage the shunning of this disaster work and strengthen reward systems or allowance systems as well.
아까 얘기했던 그 저연차 공무원 영어식으로는 low-seniority civil servants라고 했는데 이제 한마디로는 청년 공무원 말하고 있는 것이죠.
Yeah.
그래서 그 보수가 최대 6% 인상이 된다. 그다음에는 이제 군 간부 같은 경우에는 아까 lieutenants and sergeants,
So
소위와
entry
하사?
levels, entry level military officials.
네. 그다음에는 또 이제 병장 같은 경우에는 최대 125만 원. 의 월급을 또 받게 된다고 합니다. 병장 봉급이 원래 이제 100만 원이었는데요. 125만 원으로 인상이 된다라는 이제 정부 발표예요.
Yeah, it does sound a bit low if you do think about it, compared to what people receive in the private sector. Because even in the private sector, we've been saying that with inflation, everything's been going up except for our paychecks.
Exactly, that is true. All right, well, let's have a look at this expression here, a pay increase.
Right, so pay increase is exactly that. It's a rise in your pay, which is talking about our salary.
보수 아니면 급여 인상을요, pay increase라고 하고요. What about disaster response officials?
Right, so disaster response officials will be, government officials or public servants in charge of those actions taken directly before, during, or in the immediate aftermath of a disaster, such as a tsunami that we just mentioned, or an earthquake, fires, anything like that.
재난 대응 공무원입니다. 역시 마찬가지로 재난 대응 공무원에 대한 수당도 이렇게 확대가 된다라는 내용이 정부 발표에 있었고요. 아무래도 이런 재난이 발생했을 때 기피 현상을 줄이기 위한 그런 목적이다라고 설명을 하고 있습니다. 또 이제 교원 같은 얘기도 교원 같은 경우에도 선생님들도요. 이제 담임 교사의 교직 수당도 올라간다라는 얘기도 해주셨고 다양하게 이번에 발표가 됐습니다. 자, 그럼 다시 한번 읽어볼게요. The Korean government has announced that low seniority civil servants will receive up to a 6% pay increase from last year, and allowances for disaster response officials will be newly established and expanded.